welcome back to Luxury Car Power. Today, we're diving deep into a true American classical, one that often flies under the radar but deserves a spot in the Muscle Car Hall of Fame. We're talking about the 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30, a hidden gem from the golden era of performance cars. By the late 1970s, muscle cars were struggling. Strict emissions regulations, rising insurance costs, and fuel crises had forced automakers to tone down the fire-breathing monsters of the 60s. Yet, despite these challenges, Oldsmobile managed to keep the 442 alive, and in 1979, they introduced the last true performance version of the model, the W30 package. So, what made the 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30 special? Let's break it down. The W30 package, performance where it counts. Oldsmobile had been using the W30 designation for its high-performance 442 models since the 1960s. By the time the 1979 version rolled around, the muscle car world had changed, but the W30 still meant serious business. Under the hood, the 442W30 came equipped with a 350 cubic inch, 5.7 liters, Oldsmobile-built V8. Unlike other Oldsmobile 350s of the time, this engine featured a special camshaft, higher compression pistons, and a performance-tuned Rochester 4-barrel carburetor. The result: a factory-rated 170 horsepower and 275 pounds-to-feet of torque, not earth-shattering numbers compared to the earlier muscle car years, but still respectable for 1979. The engine was paired with either a 4-speed manual transmission, which was becoming rare in the late 70s, or a 3-speed automatic. The manual option made it one of the last muscle cars to still offer a proper stick-shift experience. Exterior and styling. Visually, the 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30 stood out with bold graphics, striping, and special badging that announced its performance intentions. Buyers could get it in several colors, but one of the most iconic combinations was black with gold accents, giving it a menacing, high-performance look. The W30 package included unique wheels, stiffer suspension, and a functional rear spoiler. The light-weight aluminum body parts from earlier 442s were gone, but the car still had an aggressive stance that set it apart from the standard Cutlass models. Ride and handling. Despite being a muscle car, the 1979 442W30 was built with a focus on balance. The heavy-duty suspension, stabilizer bars, and performance shocks made it handle better than many of its rivals. While it wasn't a full-fledged corner carver, it had enough grip and control to be fun on winding roads. The power-assisted front disc and rear drum brakes provided decent stopping power, though by today's standards, they could feel a bit underwhelming. Still, for its time, the W30 handled better than many other V8-powered coupes. Interior and features. Inside, the 442W30 offered a blend of sportiness and luxury. Bucket seats were available, along with a center console and a performance-focused tachometer. Unlike earlier muscle cars that were all about raw power with little comfort, the 1979 version gave drivers power and convenience, making it an excellent grand touring coupe. Air conditioning, power windows, and an upgraded sound system were options that made the 442W30 a more comfortable cruiser. The cabin was well appointed, proving that muscle cars could evolve without losing their essence. Rarity and collectibility. Today, the 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30 is a rare sight. Oldsmobile didn't produce these cars in large numbers, making well-preserved examples highly sought after by collectors. The W30 package was an extra-cost option, meaning not every 442 from 1979 had the upgraded performance features. While prices have remained reasonable compared to other classic muscle cars, They are slowly increasing as enthusiasts recognize the significance of this last-of-the-line performance Oldsmobile. Finding one with the manual transmission makes it even more desirable. Why the 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30 still matters. The 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30 represents the final chapter of the original Oldsmobile muscle car era. It may not have had the insane horsepower of its 1960s predecessors, but it kept the spirit alive at a time when most muscle cars had been neutered. With its combination of V8 power, sharp handling, aggressive styling, and rarity, the W30 remains an underrated classic that deserves more attention. It's a car that blends old-school muscle with a touch of modern refinement, making it a standout in the world of late 70s performance cars. So, if you ever come across a well-kept 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30, take a moment to appreciate what it represented, the last great Oldsmobile muscle car before the brand shifted toward front-wheel drive and luxury-focused models. That's it for today's deep dive on luxury car power. If you enjoyed this look at the 1979 Oldsmobile 442W30, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more classic muscle car content. Let us know in the comments, would you take this Oldsmobile over a Camaro or Mustang from the same era? See you in the next video.